Hello, I'm Raleigh Ritchie. I'm Raleigh Ritchie. I am Raleigh Ritchie.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Raleigh Ritchie Radio. This is a podcast where we discuss all things Raleigh Ritchie. This show explores Raleigh Ritchie's music discography and provides reaction, review, and new insight to each song. I'm Kam.
And I'm Alesha.
And I feel like it's been a hot minute. Our last episode was August 29th, so we would have recorded like 2 weeks before that, probably.
Wow.
So,
who are you?
Strangers.
Who's a stranger?
Who's Raleigh Ritchie, honestly?
Who is that?
That's the core thesis of this podcast. But we did do a Twitter space and got to interact with some fans, which was lovely. But we're back. I'm excited to get back in the swing of things. Since we've recorded, a lot's happened.
Has.
So
take the stage.
Yeah, well, so we will get into more of, we're gonna start Mind the Gap today, which is, I think Alesha and I both love this EP a lot. I think it's very underrated, and it's one of those where I love it so much and then I undervalue it. Like I forget how much I love it, and then I listen again and I'm like, God, it's so good.
Exactly.
If Andy's my favorite album, I would put like Mind the Gap like second in terms of packaging. I do really like Dead Ends and Diversions though, so
yeah, me too.
But
yeah,
so
Mind the Gap. Mind
the Gap. I mean, it's you posted the. We'll talk about Mind the Gap. We'll get to Mind the Gap in a minute.
Yeah.
But we got some updates for you. Since we last recorded, Alesha and I have both kind of met Jacob in some form or capacity, or Raleigh Ritchie. I did go to the Toronto International Film Festival because I get to cover that. I get to cover films for some of my work. And Jacob was there seeing movies, and I got to meet him after watching some movies together. Well, he watched a movie, and then I saw him, and then I was going to a movie, and I saw him. And it was lovely. It was great to finally get to meet him. Was very weird because it feels we both were like, I don't think we are supposed to do this.
It is illegal.
It did feel illegal. I did force him to do a TikTok, but my ultimate goal, and I think Alesha's goal too, and honestly, Jacob's team's goal is to get that man on TikTok. We need to get him making short videos, doing little dances. I get that he doesn't want to promote himself like that, and maybe it feels inauthentic to him, but I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Because I want to see him doing dances.
Exactly. Unfortunately, it's going to have to happen. So whenever I see him, soon, hopefully, he'll be doing another one.
He'll be doing another one. We're going to put him back to work. It's fun. It's fun. And it was not a heavy lift. And it got like, my video has like over 2 million views. So I'm like, come on, brother, you know.
I'm tagged in on the, well, I'm not me.
Oh, yeah, on Instagram. Yes.
Instagram.
Yes.
Every day.
I know. I'm like, how do I turn notice off for it?
Yeah.
So you know what? Good promo. And he needs, if you don't want to get on TikTok, that's okay. My brethren, my good friend. But get on YouTube Shorts. You can do the videos on YouTube Shorts. It's not hard. Yeah. We have a list of ideas we'll send.
Yeah, we've got notes, we've got scrolls.
Yeah, and like
we'll be ready.
I know it's really annoying when fans tell people what to do, but I am saying he needs to get on. Please.
Unfortunately, we've been saying, like we said on the last one or the one before.
We did one where we were like, he needs to make a TikTok dance for his next album.
Yeah. So we're hoping that we'll be getting one with him on it.
I mean, we will lead the effort, but I also just think it's funny to like make him do it. So I think that's funny in itself. He was so fine. I did not threaten him.
It was difficult.
I mean, I fucked it up. We got the lyrics wrong. Yeah, I'll put the link in the bio, but it was very lovely to get to meet him and have a long chat with him. I have been kind of reluctant to share some of it because I don't want it to seem like I want it to kind of be special to me too. And obviously some people have not been happy about it. And I understand, you know, people care about Jacob, and I think any concern hopefully comes from a right place, but I don't think there's anything to be concerned about. And I would also just say, like, I don't share everything. So yeah, but we did talk about the album. Obviously, had to get to the bottom of where this album is. And I was informed that it was not coming out this year. And Jacob did also ask, he mentioned to me, like, I wish Alesha was here. He wanted to know who ran the podcast with me. And I told him it was Alesha, and he wanted to send a video to you, and he very kindly did, if you're
Yeah.
mentioning that. Alesha was also aware of the delay.
I was. He did tell me that as well. But I suppose we expected it at this point, do we? And
Okay,
Oh.
Well, here's the thing, right? When I'm like, it's still coming out this year. No,
Okay.
I feel like I was like, he wouldn't lie to us. The last one we recorded, Alesha, I like started crying. Remember? Like I was like, I'm so depressed. I need this album.
And not to be that person, but he didn't even see that part. No one's seen that part.
I cut the part where it got.
It was cut. I was a sole witness of this, and it was Niagara Falls started crying. Like
it was intense. So it's very funny. I mean, it's funny to me that like our crash out was he was like, yeah, I gotta tell people about this album. But so we did know for a few weeks, and then actually I think what launched him to finally say something was when Interview with the Vampire dropped on Netflix and he was active on socials again. People were quote tweeting him and just was like, where's the album? Where's the album? So the Raleigh Ritchie fans were on it. And he tweeted, redacted RR3 proof of life. I'm sorry I was being ambitious. Immortality got in the way. 2026 it is. You can see in the photo a little green house, it looks like, with some red on it, and it looks like glow in the dark. So the house is there. Very exciting. He is a liar, and the boy's a liar.
The boy's a liar.
And we understand stuff comes in the way. So this is all very playful, fun. I think we're all just happy that he,
we definitely haven't cried over it or anything. No food.
I told him, I was like, take a break. And obviously he never likes a break. He likes to work. But we're very excited. When it comes out, it comes out. I do think 2026, like February 26th, I believe, is either a Thursday or a Friday, which is like when new music comes out, usually like Thursday at midnight. And then like UK time, that's like a different thing. Yeah, it's a Thursday. So I think February 26th, 2026 for RR3, even if the album's not ready, it needs to come out that day because that is the cuntiest release date ever, especially for him with the 26th.
Yeah.
So
lots of 2s, lots of 6s.
It's so perfect that I'm like, actually, I think it's better that the album is delayed solely for you to release it on that day. If it's not released on that day now, then I'm going to be upset again.
Yeah. I was so like into the 26th of September situation because that was so cool.
It made so much sense. I know. And maybe if it was ready. Otherwise, the next Friday that's the 26th is June, but that's Andy's anniversary, so I don't think it makes sense to. I'm really manifesting he's got to work on the album a little bit more. I think it's almost close to being done, and whatever else they have to do. Filming is done soon for Interview with the Vampire. Go home. He said he's going to get to work on it immediately when he gets back, if he's telling the truth. I think February is a good goal. And then allegedly he's the one who spoiled we're not an Interview with the Vampire podcast, so I don't mind reporting details about this. But at San Diego Comic-Con, he said April for the show, and then a writer from the writer's room also shared April on her Instagram story. So it sounds like the show's coming out in April. So hopefully, album in February, some marketing and press stuff in March, Interview with the Vampire press, show comes out, and then if he wanted to, maybe he could go on tour that summer. Maybe do some festivals.
Oh.
If he's feeling crazy.
That's a great idea.
I would like to see it.
Yes, me too.
Come to Iowa. Come to Iowa.
I'm about to say my town then.
Come to the UK.
Come home. No.
Yeah, so that's fun. Maybe hopefully 2026 will be a good RR year. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just excited for it. It does feel like now that we've gotten through, like this summer was hard. Like it felt slow, I guess. Now, I
Yes.
don't know if you feel differently, but now it feels like things are speeding up and it's going to be the
Yeah.
holidays soon. And
Mhm.
like, I just feel like February is going to be here so soon that maybe it won't be ready by then actually, but I feel like we're so close to RR3. And this was the thing that we were saying last episode too, of like, just give us the date, like just give us information about when it's coming out. And then that like whole anxiety of like not knowing goes away. So even now, just like having him officially say, okay, it's not coming this year, I think that's like a big sigh of relief for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need constant communication and validation. So
I get you. Yeah,
yeah.
it's nice knowing it's definitely next year now. We don't have. I mean, obviously, wish it was this year, but it's fine. It's fine. We're getting it at some point. But like, yeah, now we know it's 2026. That's good. There are 12 months in 2026, so hopefully it's the first within the first three. We'll say that
Mhm.
closer to 2025 than 2028. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited either way. To be fair, like, we're not mad at him. We
No, no.
understand.
Yeah.
We're doing our love. It's fine.
Classic Jacob. Well, and even when I was looking at Mind the Gap, for today's episode, so much of it is like, yeah, I'm working on my second album, and this was like 2017, and that album wouldn't come out again until 2020. So I will say it's not out yet, but so far it does not seem like he's taunted us or teased us as much as has
True.
for the second album.
I
Um,
feel like we've
yeah,
teased ourselves more than he's teased
I
us.
agree. It was a
I
stupid
feel,
podcast.
yeah,
We
maybe
hyped
it's
ourselves
us.
up more.
Maybe it's you.
Um, I think like even like the September theory, it's like that was just a theory and it almost became like you would think Jacob said it, like for
Yeah,
how much we
literally.
were all were like writing
Literally.
on it. But I will say too, like him announcing the album delay and feeling kind of the pressure from fans, how exciting, I mean, exciting and kind of scary of like how much more he's grown, his reach as a
Yeah.
musician too, especially on social media. And obviously the show Interview with the
Mm.
Vampire, I think, has introduced new fans to him. But like it does, we've talked a lot about where it feels like this album's going to be really big and kind of seeing all of the people. Like, I love those days when all of the fans are united and like, where's
Yeah.
the music? Where even though it's like we're kind of teasing him, it feels like such a community. And
Mm.
yeah, it's like at his expense, but it makes me really excited for when the album does come out. And I think even like, I know like Dead Ends and Diversions, like, even that I don't think is I think R3 is going to have an even bigger reception than that
Mm.
had because it is a brand new album. Hopefully he's going to really like, market it and promote it. But also like the community's grown even more since then, I think. And like not to like clap ourselves on the back, but we were not really a part of the community big with Dead.
Yeah.
So I would just say like Raleigh Ritchie as a whole, the fandom I think's gotten more organized and more connected.
Mhm.
We talked about maybe doing a meetup in London in the future, which I think would be really cool. So I think it's just exciting to see like how many more people have found him and are like actively engaged. I think he has a lot of fans that aren't online too, and I want to give
Yeah.
the credit because I think they've been really who's supported him for so long. I've had some message me on Instagram who's like, I've been listening since like 2014 and stuff. And a lot of guys. He has a lot of
Yeah,
dudes.
he has got a lot of
So
male
college, like,
fans. I love
yeah,
it.
which is fun to
Yeah.
me. But
Yeah.
it does feel a little bit more like he's broken
Yeah.
into a new crowd.
I agree.
That's really fun.
It is. I'm excited for him. I'm more excited for
Mhm.
him than us because I feel like he's
Yeah.
not going to realize how
Yeah.
big it's going to be. Because like even with me like planning that meetup and things,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of people are interested in getting together as a community. Never mind like just like imagine when he like announces a tour or
Yeah.
an album like
Yeah.
that's
He's not even at these things. I mean,
literally
like, look at who listens to this silly little podcast with two girls who are just fans, like,
literally
and
it's
this is
crazy.
not even him doing anything. So
Oh no,
it's,
because he doesn't listen. So
yeah, he does not listen. Um, yeah, so I think that's really cool. I think it's
Mm,
exciting. It's scary too because it is kind of like, more exposure brings with it so many more things too. But
yeah.
I think if he's happy and he was been on, he's been on Game of Thrones, like he knows how to
Mm.
navigate this. I just think, as he said recently, his music's so personal that it must be kind of a scary thing to be so open about who you are for the world.
Mm.
And I think we've read quotes too of, he said like once it's out there, it's not mine anymore. It's like others. And I think he really processes a lot before it, through making the music. So then by the time it's released, it's let go that part. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like kind of want to protect him a little bit too.
Me too.
And
Me
he's like
too.
a 35-year-old man, and I'm like, get behind me.
It's like when I mean obviously not to bring that interview with the vampire into it, but
Yeah.
when at Comic-Con the other day when that fan said about his music helping people, and like genuinely seeing the shock on his face, and obviously like took him back. I get that because it did me too. But like it was so weird seeing him like not realize the impact he's having, like even at like a smaller scale. Never mind. Obviously that's like a big thing. Like it's I don't know. It just
Yeah.
just
Yeah, and how many people like
super
agreed too. And I think like a part of it, like he might not realize how many Interview with the Vampire fans are Raleigh Ritchie fans too, like how that show has been a doorway to his music, especially because like when he was on Game of Thrones, whenever he would do press for the music, it was always like, so what's Game of Thrones like? What's Grey Worm like?
Yeah.
And I feel like now he has done a good job of like keeping it separate, not in like a like, okay, this is me being me. So like I always would hate when I would read those interviews and it would bring up Game of Thrones because I'm like, to me, like that's like this, he's here to talk about the music, like let him talk about
Yeah.
the music. And I get like that's how it works, But I feel like now he's not really done promotion for both at the same time. So I don't know
Mm.
if he's like realized how much, even him not doing anything, like there's still been a lot of crossover. And I think a more authentic crossover. Like I don't know how many Game of Thrones fans are actually like then listening to Raleigh Ritchie, where I think with him being like the lead of Interview with the Vampire and really
Yeah.
just like he's much more like people want to hear from him. Like I
Yeah.
know he struggles to understand that people like think about him, but it's like people like you as a person
Mhm.
and like what you deliberately like. I mean, we started this podcast because we were so moved by his art, by what he puts
Exactly.
out into this world, and our fan accounts are a reflection of that. And
Mhm.
even though we have like a much more kind of specific way we operate, there's so many hundreds and thousands of other fans who also feel the same exact way and just want to feel they feel a sense of connection through his art. And I think maybe the show was that introductory point to him, and so much more though of like who he is as a person is why people say they're a fan. And I think that's yeah, he's grown a lot. It's beautiful.
Yes. And like to say he's done that recently as well without really dropping
Yeah.
much as well. That's insane. Like and you're like that's people listening to things that he dropped like 10 years like over 10 years ago and stuff. And it's like
Hmm.
people still resonating with it. And he said I saw a tweet of his from when was it, like 2016 or something? And he was like, I just want to make music that lasts. I'm like, you have, and people are still like related now, and I think it's so cute because it's just timeless music. That's
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah. And like again, like when it's that personal like that too, and
Yeah,
the lyrics are so open, it's hard for it not to be. I always just wish I knew more about music so I could even add more better commentary on this than I can, but
yeah. I'm just a
sorry.
fan of music. I don't like. I
Yeah.
mean, I know some ins and outs, but I don't really know that many.
Yeah. No, you
But
know more
yeah,
than me, I will say, but
I just like it.
yeah.
I just like music.
So
But like, it's so
RR3 2026, watch the
yeah.
space, exciting.
Yes, still
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. As it gets closer to and we get more information, I'm sure Alicia and I will be planning some kind of fan events and giveaways and fun things. So if you have any ideas or if there's anything you've been wanting to maybe do with the community, we'd be happy to support or retweet or share. So feel free to reach out. Yeah, but should we talk the gap? Should we
Let's
mind it?
let's mind that
Let's start
gap.
minding that gap. Mind that gap. I got a work email.
Oh,
It's fine. I'm
between
gonna
the
ignore it.
platform and what is it? The train and the platform.
Okay, so I'm gonna do my research on my phone because I was too tired to type up my notes. But
Fine.
Mind the Gap is, I don't know.
It's
I
just
was gonna
mind again.
I was gonna say what level, like his like third EP or whatever, but I don't actually know. So I'm gonna pull up the Wikipedia.
I'm trying to think. Thread. Oh, I can't even think.
Um, I don't know. I'll just say the release date. It doesn't matter the order. So I will say we are aware that we've skipped a few songs like Cuckoo and I don't know, another one.
On
Sorry for
fire.
that song.
On fire.
On Fire, but I think there's another one. Did we do like Free Fall or In Too Deep? There's another one that okay, well, fuck my drag, I guess. But we're aware that there's a few singles and few
Yes.
songs that we've missed because also he like had a couple EPs and like releases that then were like on this album and like this track, so it kind of got bloody and messy. We'll do that eventually. We'll get there eventually, but we want to talk Mind the Gap today.
Yeah, we'll make our own
Do it.
rules on our own podcast.
Yeah, this is our podcast. So.
Yeah, so you gotta deal with it.
Um, so Mind the Gap was released December 16th, 2016, which was the same year as You're a Man Now Boy. His debut album was released. It has 5 songs on it, totally 19 minutes. And yeah, it's clearly named after the subway. Tell me, what's the Mind the Gap lore? Because you're British.
I think it's just so people don't fall between the train and what is it? What is it? Mind the gap between the train and the platform.
And the platform. Yeah.
So don't fall down there. That's all.
So it's the space
Mind
in
that
between. It's
gap.
the gap.
Yeah.
It's the gap.
What's
Well,
that?
in my head, and maybe this is true, but I know that he said this album was kind of like the leftovers where he felt like or this EP was kind of the leftovers from You're a Man Now Boy where he felt like he still had stuff to say before he had a second album come out. So in my head, it's like the gap between album 1 and album 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Rather than the train and the platform edge.
Yeah, exactly. It's the gap in between the two. And like, so in an interview with Clash magazine in 2016, he said, "The reason I want to put this EP out is to kind of cap off this year. My album came out at the top of 2016, and I felt like there was still stuff I hadn't said or stuff that I wanted to say with this record, but they were things but they weren't things that fit. So I think of this as an epilogue. It's not a complete departure or a new sound, but more of a tag. I needed some closure before moving on to the second album. So Mind the Gap is a closing of You're a Man Now Boy before the new year starts." So very much kind of, you know, what we were saying. I do think it's funny because in a lot of these interviews that he was doing, he did an interview with Interview Magazine in 2017. He's talking about, I'm working on my sophomore album. And apparently like a sophomore slump is kind of a thing, and the second album's typically harder, but he was working on it. And like it's still not come out until 2020. So it's just funny to read it and be like, yeah, I'm working on it. And it's, yeah, I know also with Your Man Now Boy, the studio like kind of gave him a deadline of when the album had to be out. So I also think it makes sense that he would have maybe had some leftovers with it that hadn't come out yet. And I think with Dead Ends and Diversions, I'm really curious again about like their placement in his career of if he did have leftovers, like what was those songs intended for?
What era was that? Andy leftovers, or is that just because like he just wrote it and thought, oh, it's not really gonna go on my next album, or it's not me now?
Yeah.
I can't believe we weren't gonna hear like Mind the Gap or Dead Ends and Diversions. Like that's insane. Anyway,
I know they're both so special. His EPs are really kind of,
they're good.
I think too, like, and I, again, someone who has no knowledge of music, but for me, albums are so official where EPs are kind of like, you know, like your B-side tracks and like more low key, where I feel like there is almost like a little bit more freedom with that. I think sometimes even with his music, is it Bloodsport 15? Like you actually like he had the song and then he revisited it and changed some of the instrumentals on it. So I think that's another thing that's like kind of fun with EP is it can kind of be not a rough draft because you really are like finalizing it and you're still releasing something good,
Yeah.
but I do think there's like a lot more pressure on an album. And obviously, that's why some smaller artists only have EPs, like they've not gone to an album. And it's a way to like kind of showcase that talent. And maybe that's why with like Mind the Gap specifically, I think it's much more low key and more mellow, lossless than
Yeah.
Your Man Now Boy. And it is like a slower kind of sound that I enjoy and
Me too.
experimental too. But it's all of his music still seems so connected. Like
Yeah.
it's so perfect because it does feel sonically like such a good connection point between You're a Man Now Boy to Andy for how he started creating music and sound and like the use of like auto tune, the robotic voice that he's playing with. Yeah, just different like common song things too that he repeats and lyrics. So it's really kind of a fascinating snapshot of his music.
Yeah. I also get why he didn't put it in You're a Man Now Boy. It's not because like it's not album worthy. It's more just I get this because it was like a story with You're a Man Now Boy, starting with
Yeah.
literally like whatever. But we've been in it, we've gone through that. But like with this, it's like you say, it's the mellow songs,
Mhm.
and it is that era, but not like for You're a Man Now Boy. So I do get that, and I think it is a good gap between. I mean, even though it's like closer to You're a Man Now Boy era, it's like a good gap between then and Andy. So yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
like that it's done that.
Yeah. And he said for this is kind of unrelated, but I just think it's such a lovely quote where he said, I write out of necessity, not because I want to be a pop star. Though he's
Mm.
quick to say he isn't one, he perhaps looks up to rappers most of all. A good rapper is an amazing thing to me, he says. It's like a 17th or 18th century poet. It's a genius thing to be able to do, and I don't think that I do that. I use things that I've learned from rappers to tell stories, but I just love the comparison of
Yeah.
rap to 17th and 18th century poet because I do think like Kendrick winning the prize in literature. Like I love that it is pretty impressive. But anyways, I just thought that was a fun quote. But
No, I like that.
what he did say that I wanted to acknowledge was I want my songs to have more of a relationship to each other than my first album did. I listen to a lot of different things and I'd like to tie them in together and make one new thing, hopefully. I feel like with the next album, I could find a way to distill it even better. I hate when an album feels like it's the same song 12 times, but I do like it when it flows really naturally. So that's my only goal. Apart from that, we have quite a fluid approach to writing songs. And he does say, like, with the first album, the label was like, you have to give it to us now. The first album, they gave me a deadline, but I found it really satisfying. I thought, whatever happens, happens. Whatever the album is today on this deadline is what the album is, regardless. It's out of my hands. That was a really good thing. So for the EP, for Mind the Gap, we self-imposed it. So they kind of set a deadline for themselves. Maybe he needs to bring that back. But
You're so right.
I'll set the deadline, February 26, 2020.
You'll set the deadline.
I'm setting the deadline.
Yeah.
But it is interesting to hear how I think for us, You're a Man Now Boy actually works so well, flows together, and for him to be like, it's not, his dream. And I will say, I do think Andy fits even better. And he really, I mean, he like ties it together where how one song ends, another song picks it up.
Yeah.
So I do get what he's saying, but I do think like lyrically, there's still a story that You're a Man Now Boy is sharing. And I think Mind the Gap, just calling Mind the Gap an epilogue, I think is a really beautiful way to describe this EP.
Agreed. I do think I agree with him about the deadline situation though. I feel like you can tell, well, not you can't tell that it's like on a deadline, but you can tell with Andy and probably RR3 as well. There's so much like little bits that are going to be put into it that we probably don't even realize, but it's good to his ear. And it's like him saying, "Oh, I'm just gonna like leave it to it's done. I've done what they wanted me to do. It's fine." But like with Ben, it's like, okay, I'm gonna put every little bit in it, and it's gonna be perfect. And yeah, Even though
Yes.
Your Man Now Boy is perfect, don't come at me. But you can tell that, yeah, you can tell. You definitely
Yeah.
tell. And I suppose when he tells stories as well, like he's so, because it's so personal, like it's not just a song to him, like it's literally like his journal. So it's like he's like, I just need to make sure it's actually like good for people to hear, like not just in my ear, basically. I feel like
Yeah.
I get why he's a perfectionist, especially when it's like to his own words. It's a
Yeah.
deep.
And credit to like, I mean, we focus so much on his lyricism, but really like the like sonically the sounds that he's doing too. And he loves music, right? Like he loves albums, he loves sounds. He's said before, like, I hear music in everything, even in like the way someone speaks. And I think he is a perfectionist, like in his like how he hears stuff too, and like how things fit together. And it's so fun, especially like we've talked about with RR3 and the snippet that we've got from like the horns that we
Yeah.
apparently weren't supposed to hear. But this idea of, and with Andy, with the strings, like him really using live instruments for his music and trying new sounds. I'm really thinking RR3 is going to be a departure, I guess, from what we've heard from him before, because I think when you love music so much and so many different types of music, it's fun to really experiment with sound. And I want to give him credit where I feel like we are less familiar with it. So it's not something we speak about a lot, but he does really do his craftsmanship and actually like working with his producers and creating his beats and his choruses and everything. Like it does fit together perfectly to support his lyrics and still feel almost like it doesn't sound like folk music, but the idea of like folk music being a way to tell stories, I feel like is reflective in his music. It's like folk, but with like a pop and rap twist to it. Especially, I mean, and this is back on the last album, but I think Birthday Girl's a really good example of that too, where it's really like him telling a story. But I think, yeah, Mind the Gap is great. I think it fits perfectly with him. And yeah, we're gonna talk about two songs from the EP today. We're gonna start with Motions and Sicko, and then we're gonna do Liability, Straitjacket, and Unicorn Love next time. So
Yes,
should we start with Motions?
absolutely.
Okay.
I was listening to it earlier just to listen to it, knowing full well we're going to be going through it today.
Yeah.
And I've realised so there's like three. I might be wrong. I might be four, but I'd say there's three sections in it. So I'd say
Mm.
the first bit where it sounds one particular way, like the actual music side of it, and then the middle bit is a bit more like picked up, and then the end's a different way too. So I'm like literally going through the motions, going through different flipping.
Oh, your mind just
It just does. I
in the
listened to it, I was
fucking
like,
podcast. You ate with that.
I kind of
Hell
ate.
yeah.
I don't know if he meant to do that, but he did. So he probably did. Yeah.
That's so smart though.
It is. I was like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
because he
like
kind
why?
of gets angry, right? Where it's like,
Yeah,
we're trying, it's just not there. We're dying. Like he's kind of yeah, more aggressive with that compared to a much more like melody, like
yeah,
piano-esque, like we're going through the motion, like
yeah.
very more
Literally.
yeah, he
Yes,
changed
it
his
starts.
pacing, I guess,
Yeah,
of how he's singing. Yeah.
it
It
starts like
slows
slow,
down, it speeds up, slows down again. Yeah.
and then yeah.
Which
So it's going through
it is,
emotion.
it's like a wave, or like you're
Yeah,
going up and down and a relationship's like that too.
yeah. So
Um,
it's like showing that they're going through the motions, stuck on repeat.
and the song is going on repeat.
Exactly.
This is the song where he also starts with like Siri voices of the "Why won't you look at me? Fuck you," which
Not
he's
rude.
used kind of like the robotic voice
Yes.
before. And what
Yes.
song? Do you remember? What's the other one that he does it?
He did it in
He,
Cowards.
yes,
Did
thank
he?
you. Cowards
I
uses the
feel like he
robotic
did another
voice.
one.
Um, I mean,
He
Time and Treat is
definitely,
auto tune, but it's not like the same.
well, he definitely did it in Cowards with the hi, hey, hi, okay.
Yes, yes.
Did it.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently Cowards was like Etta Bond came in and did it too. So like I don't know how much of it was I don't know how they recorded it, but
Nice. Okay.
um,
Oh, okay.
this is definitely much more present. How do you feel about it?
Motions. Motions.
The
Wait,
Siri,
what?
the Siri, the Siri
Oh, the
bit.
Siri. Oh, sorry, I was like motions. It's
It's
like
interesting. It's
it is interesting.
interesting.
I want to know
I'll,
why. I want to know why.
yeah.
Not to be that person, but why? Why did you want to use that?
Yeah, it's such an interesting choice. I don't know a lot of
Yeah.
songs that have do that. I don't know. Can you think of other examples of it?
No,
I'm
not
sure
for the
there
song.
are. I'm sure we can. We just are blank right now.
Yeah.
You know, when someone's like, "What's your favorite song?" and you forget that you've ever listened to any music ever.
Yeah.
Um, I think
Yeah.
it's interesting. I think to me, it kind of we can critique on the spot.
We can. We can.
I think it kind of ages the song because it does feel very like 2016 of like Siri
Yeah.
at that time and like doing these different kind of fluctuations with our voice, like voice changing apps, or like
Mm.
TikTok, which is not 2016, but you know on TikTok when you can change the words and it's like
Yeah.
a robot
Yeah.
voice, it's yeah, it feels like kind of unique to that time with music and experimenting with things. It felt like that was like when talking on our phones, like Siri and stuff, was like a big deal still, kind
Mm.
of like having that speaker thing. So it's like, oh, what if we put in a song, you know?
Yeah.
Now I feel like maybe we wouldn't do that so much, but I don't think it is like a bad thing at all. I just
No.
think it's a unique staple to the
Yeah.
song. And to start, this is the first song on the EP. So you're starting, that's the first thing we're hearing
But
is that.
also, if he wrote that for You're a Man Now Boy, was he going to put it in there or like around
Mm.
Cowards anyway? So maybe like just to have, maybe, I
Yeah.
don't know,
Yeah. It's
maybe,
interesting that he's just used this tool twice.
yeah, around the same era as well.
Uh-huh.
What was meant to be technically, well, was it meant to be for You're a Man Now
I
Boy
mean,
or,
that's kind of my understanding. And then
yeah,
they were like, it didn't fit. So,
yeah. So maybe that it was either that or Cowards and they went with
mhm.
Cowards.
Yeah, I do
Maybe.
feel like I agree. I also think, actually, I know I was just talking about Birthday Girl, but it kind of reminds me of that in a sense too, of
Yeah.
like um, just the sound of itself and
Mhm.
like, again, kind of a slower song and like, about like a tumultuous part in a relationship, like a conflict.
Mhm.
So I think, yeah, like lyrically too, he could have been like, I feel like I'm exploring this in a different sound that doesn't sound the same. Especially since he said, like, I don't want my album to sound like the 12
Yeah.
songs that are the same. So I could see where he maybe thought Motions felt a little bit too similar to Cowards or too
Yeah.
lyrically to other songs on the album too. But I really love this song.
I do as well. It's not one I listen to a lot though. I don't know why, but I
No.
do. I do love it.
I
I don't
agree.
know.
It's once it gets going, it really like gets me in.
It's another one of those songs where I'm like, I'm not listening to the lyrics and I'm just dancing. It's
Yeah,
like when
it's a
I
sad song. It
yeah,
is.
but then there's like some bits in it that are like I don't even know how to describe what era music. Would I
Mhm.
say like 80s vibe? You know, like the dancing. I feel
Mm.
like
ATEEZ, like the K-pop group?
no, no
Oh,
80s.
okay. Oh,
No
okay.
80s,
80s, like the
90s.
period. Okay, okay, like
Yeah, not
1980s. Okay.
80s.
I said 80s. This sounds a little bit 80s and like its balladness that we
Yeah,
kind of were getting from the 80s, like the
true.
Celine Dion. So why can't I say her name?
I don't Celine Dion. Is that
Celine
it?
Dion, yeah, sound.
It is.
Whitney Houston too. I mean, like
Yeah.
very, those are much more like powerful. But I think there's a part of it that reminds me of JB Love. Like there's a part of it that reminds me of early 2000s, like R&B ballad type songs. Not in like a sexy way because it's a very sad song, but being like, we're going through the motions. Like it's very
Mhm.
quiet, but also yeah, like it's I say this all the time, but he's singing. He's singing. He's not doing his like spoken word
Singer.
poetry. He's not rapping. He has a minute where he kind of is, but um it just feels I think the whole EP as a whole and kind of what I like about it is it feels more like vocally he's really trying
Mhm.
to articulate in a different way than I think he is on You're a Man Now Boy constantly. And it feels like there's a uniform sound in the EP as a whole that is also uniform and distinct on each track, and I think it's really interesting. So I actually think that's interesting that you say that about the 80s because Motions does remind me of some of the type more ballad music we would get from the 80s. Like if you think of like an 80s prom with the lights down
Yeah.
low and like slow dancing, like I can kind of envision this where other songs are much more like dance, not like
Yeah.
disco, but like going to the
Yeah.
club, you know, having a fun time and big
Yeah.
hair. Or like the athletic, like uh, you know, like the jumpsuits that people used to wear
Yeah.
with the tights and like that. That's a
I
vibe.
love Express. It's more 80s slow vibe, but yeah.
Yes. Motions is Raleigh Ritchie and Chris Loco, our beloved Chris Loco. We love
Yes.
you.
We love you.
XX. We love Chris Loco. It's made by those two. That's what I was trying to say. But yeah, it's interesting to start it off like that, I think, especially because it is a little bit slower. And then we go into Sicko, which is I think the whole EP as a whole is kind of slow, but and complimentary. Sign me the
Yeah,
fuck up.
yeah.
But I think Sicko is a little Sicko and Liability and Straight Jacket, I think get a little bit more
Yeah.
upbeat. It's really interesting. And I know we're not talking about the album as a whole yet, but for Motions to start off of this really kind of like shit's hard out here, like we're arguing, like we're
Yeah.
broken, it's not working
Yeah.
out. And then to get to Unicorn Love, which I
I
think
know.
is the
I
most romantic
I know.
song. I
I
love the
love that.
journey that he's taking us on. I can't wait to talk about Unicorn Love
I know,
with you.
Steve.
But we're not right now. We're talking about Sicko. So
Yeah. I also
um,
love Sicko.
I do too.
But
I think I like
yeah.
Sicko. We'll have to rank this EP
Yeah.
near the end, but Sicko is produced by Justin Broad and Paul Herman. Additional work from Anthony Kilhofer. Um, yeah, I think it's a very bold
Yeah.
kind of song. The maybe I'm just sick. Measuring my
Yes.
dick. Entering a busy contest.
But what made you write that? I want to know what made you write
Yeah. Did he sing this live? No.
that. Yeah, he did.
He sang Sicko
He,
live
he
at
did. At two nights
now.
ago.
Shut the fuck up, everybody.
He did.
Because I was
You know what
thinking
he
he
did?
did the measuring my like he got kind of bashful.
Yeah, because he got all giddy about it.
Now,
And
is there a reason why he sang this? What did he sing other songs from?
so he sang You're a Man Now Boy and then went off and then came back on again. Wait, what did he start off with? He
For
either
his
started off
encore.
with yeah, he either started off with that or he did Time in a Tree, I want to say. Or
Oh, okay. And then
I
he
think
did the
that's
great
what it is.
again.
Yeah.
Or the greatest, or the greatest.
Oh, yeah. And then he did that again and went running around again and got lost. But we don't talk about that bit. But yeah, so he did all that. He did, yeah, so he did Sicko. But he only did it the first night. He didn't do it the second night.
Do you think he like actually hates me? And he's like, I'm gonna perform all
Yeah.
these songs once when Cam's not here, and then never again.
Yeah. I think he did. I think he genuinely did that on purpose.
He did not know it existed, but he was like, one day.
It was a personal attack.
It was personal.
It was. But yeah.
We'll love that. What a fun song. That's the other
it
thing
was
that I think
good.
kind of what makes Mind the Gap. And maybe Andy's special too is like there's not a lot of live performances of it.
Yeah.
So you can't, I mean, even with like Your Man Now Boy, he was obviously like doing promotions for it. So he did do
Yeah.
live version. So you can watch those. And I love to like the period of time between Your Man Now Boy and Mind the Gap, where kind of, I mean, like 2017, 2018, 2019, when he was still doing tours and stuff and festivals, when he would sing songs off this EP, it would be really good. I love watching those performances.
Like the little crispy ones on YouTube.
Yeah.
I love them. I
Yeah.
love them ones.
Do
They're the
those
better
people
ones.
know they're like living my dream?
I'm right. Like, I was watching some earlier today, actually. And
Well,
I
you saw the one of him breaking up a fight, which is so funny. He's like,
like,
don't
what
fight, we're
went
all
down?
friends here.
You're like, why are we fighting at a Raleigh Ritchie concert? What happened?
It's gonna be us. We need to
Should we do that?
recreate.
Let's do that.
I'm gonna be like, let me in the front, and we're gonna start fighting people.
Yeah, let's do that. Oh, let's do that. Let's catch him off guard again
Yeah.
and get another Raleigh Ritchie broke up a fighting.
Yeah, recreate it.
Whatever.
Or when he
Uh-huh.
used to fall off the stage, there's like 4 different videos of him falling at these concerts. I'm always posting them like Raleigh Ritchie falls on his ass in 2017. He's never living that down.
Is this why we want the tour? for some
It's to humiliate
great
him.
content. Great
Poor
content.
guy.
Oh, he's gone through it. He's
But
going through
you were
it.
watching some
Yeah,
today.
just
Yeah.
just really crispy ones. They're the best ones. Like from there was something like 2017, whatever. And the camera footage is not the best, but it's the best because it makes
Yeah.
me feel like I'm there and I
Yeah.
want.
And that era too of like Snapchat recording
Yeah.
concerts and no one can hear or see anything. It's very
Yeah,
special.
it's just
Yeah.
bass.
Just the bass, yeah.
I love it. They're the best ones.
Oh, how sweet.
Oh,
Well, I do love too that he's like kept pretty much the same band, throughout
mm.
his
No, that's my favorite because you can tell like they love doing it as well. I think that's the best part. Like everyone in the picture loves this
Mhm.
music, so it's just nice. It's really nice.
Really nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sicko.
Sicko. Maybe I'm just sick.
Maybe I'm just sick. Again, kind of a song where I don't know how to say it. Like I've talked about this on You're a Man Now Boy, where sometimes it's like you let yourself kind of be the worst version of yourself. Like you're just having
Yeah.
one of those days where you're like, I'm just gonna be an asshole today. Like I'm fed up with the world. I'm pissed off. I think Shut the Fuck Up or
Mm.
STFU, sorry, is actually a good example of this. Um, and he's kind of angry, but also in a way that's like I think yeah, it's frustration, I think is the
Mm.
best way to describe it. And it's a great song. Very catchy too of the maybe I'm just sick. Um, it's sad too, but I love like he's so profound in his lyricism too of like being young's one thing, but I want to be young for something. Like this idea of trying to find meaning, wasting away, waking daily to the sound of you waving my failures in my face, you underestimate me. And I feel like he's kind of conflicting himself here where he's like maybe I can change things. Maybe I don't want to. Like this idea
Yeah.
of like, I could be better. Like, do I actually need to be better or are you not valuing me? And that kind of internal conflict of like, am I doing my best or am I not? And I think especially him being a Gemini, shout out Geminis, I'm trying to figure out like, sometimes I think other people's perception of you becomes reality. I think this is something I've been struggling with lately. And then it's like, how actually, who am I? Who am I what I think I am? Am I the best version of myself? Am I not? Um, and he says, like, it's right in front of me. Do I want to be? Like, yeah, I think he's really contending with a lot of himself. And I think it's really, I really resonate. It really connects with me. Everyone expects you to be more than you deserve, but you can do what you can do. Just keep it up and hold your nerve. We'll go fucking crazy either or. It doesn't matter. Nothing really phases me in war. It's war and war is madness. I love it. I just think it's so,
I love this one. It's so.
I
This
mean, these
one's one of them.
one-on-ones with myself, like, I just love how he's like, I don't know. Like, it's really a song where it's like, I don't fucking know, and that's okay. And
Yeah.
hopefully one day I will. It's really good. It's so
I really love that song.
personal. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song so much. Like,
It's
it
a
is one
lot
of
more
my favorites.
profound. I think in like really reading the lyrics, because I think when I think of it, I think of just the maybe I'm just sick. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to fit. Like, it's very catchy. It's
Yeah.
a slow pop song, but again, like really simple in itself too. Like it's not complex. It's very kind of straightforward with its sound that it's going for. It's a very repetitive chorus. That I think kind of I underestimate it, but I do think it's a really profound, interesting topic that he's trying to dissect through his lyrics. And I think actually its simplicity to cover a really its simplicity and sound with its complexity of like emotions
Yeah.
that it's dealing with makes it special. And I don't know, I'm really like kind of emotional reading these lyrics of being like
Mm.
it really he's just so good at accessing parts of your soul and your identity and your humanity that like is difficult to put into words, and he's able to do that and also like yeah help you process your own feelings through it. And I think with Andy we get a lot of that, but I really think like Sicko feels like a good transition into Andy.
Yeah.
If Andy's supposed to be like a therapy session, right, of like starting off like hating the world and then coming to love and accept yourself and stuff, I feel like Sicko kind of fits in there in that theme too. Sorry, I just talked a lot, but
No, I like that. I'm just listening. I like it.
I was really moved just now.
That was a really good dissection. That's the thing about like his music though. Like I feel like that probably weren't one of your favorites, like out of everything. But like going through what you're going through or whatever, whenever, it's like that song can resonate with you and become one of your favorites for now. So
Yeah.
I like listening to it. It was nice.
Yeah, and like that's I think the thing that is special about his songs that we've said too, of like you can listen to it and feel something and then really listen to it and be like, oh, you know, like dancing around to these super depressive lyrics. And it lends itself to its listener and whatever mood they're in, and it can be whatever you need it to be at that time. Like it's really like a chameleon in that sense of like it can be a pop song, it can be a nights out song, while also then being like a song mourning the loss of your youth and your friendship, and like pressure and worries as we get to Andy are songs that I love to like roll down the window and jam out to. And then I'm like, oh my God, like, you know, this is like not okay. It really, I think, also makes it more accessible to have these conversations around mental health. It kind of normalizes it in a way too, of like, I just didn't want to worry you. And you jam out to that and you listen to it and then you're like, oh my God.
This is quite deep.
Yeah, it's kind of he kind of sneaks it in there. Which is lovely.
I feel like that's good though, because I feel like, sorry, I know we're not talking about that song, but I suppose it's like this one. You like dance into it, but then the words are what's in your mind. So it's like on the outside, it's like this song that you want to dance
You're like,
to.
maybe I'm just sick. Like, and then you're like,
I like that. No, he's so good at doing that. It's crazy. I don't know how he does it. I just want to know how he like comes up with why am I like the lyrics to Sicko sound like it should be a really sad ballad song, basically. Even I know he's got that measuring my date bit, whatever, but I feel like he's put that to lighten the mood a bit as well. That's probably like a thing that you do to yourself to try and get yourself out of whatever you're doing.
Right. Music is often a thing that you turn to I think when I'm in a angry mood, I like listen to really like loud rock. Like when I'm in a sad mood, I listen to sad songs too. So that's an interesting thing of like he's kind of all of those things and one. Yeah, I love this EP. I love the artwork for it too. It's like this like metallic, like balloon-esque looking like bowl with a heart. It's very pretty. I think that's it for today. We're gonna cover, like I said, the rest of the EP later. So we'll have Liability, Straight Jacket, and Unicorn Love next time. Maybe we'll have some more news updates, especially if filming of the show's done. And if rumors are true and he's back in the studio, maybe he'll share with the class. Really excited to be back. This is such a fun thing for us to have. We know we've been busy girls. There's been a lot going on, but we love Raleigh Ritchie and nothing can change that. So
we love it here.
Period. So yeah. Do we have let me see. Is there something that we end? Is there like a thing that I'm like, thank you for listening, and we find our socials? Do we promote our socials at the end?
I don't think so. I think we're just like, thanks, bye.
Okay. Well, we should probably start being like, follow us on Twitter.
Follow our Twitter and
that's it.
Comment down below.
Comment down below your favorite song from Mind the Gap. And we'll be back next time.
See you later.
Yeah.